How to Get Married, Although a Woman, or The Art of Pleasing Men, by a Young Widow. Copyright 1892 by J.S. Ogilvy Publishing Company. Chapter 1. Girls and Matrimony. It is natural for girls to wish to marry. The desire to do so is not to be condemned, but rather applauded, for it is heaven-born. The Creator implanted it in the human heart, man and woman alike. God made man for woman and woman for man. He did not intend that they should live apart from each other. When he said, "It is not good for man to be alone," he included woman in the man. It is not good for woman to live alone. He put a longing in the heart of man and woman alike, which is only satisfied by the love of the other. He made a void in the heart which can only be filled by the companionship and love of one of the opposite sex. Man and woman are alike in this. It is as natural to her as to him. She can no more help it than he can. The unnatural part is that a woman must keep still about it, and if no one comes to woo, try to stifle the longing. There are plenty who hold up their hands in holy horror when it is said that a certain girl wishes to marry. It is nothing at all out of the way when Mr. Jones says he has determined to marry. If his sister Molly gave voice to such a sentiment, it would be shocking, however. It would be shocking for her to give expression to the longing the all-wise Father has implanted in her heart. It is a heart, too, that will never be satisfied with yearning only, with fame, with any vocation, with dumb animals, with other people's children, and it is a wise thing it will not. It is not a wise thing, however, that Molly will be condemned because she cannot be satisfied without having a fireside and home of her own, because she wants a big loving fellow to care for her and to protect her, and whom she can love and make happy, because she wants her own home, no matter how small it is, to adorn and make pretty, her own housekeeping to look after, her own and his children to care for, because she wants her own wifehood, just as her brother wants a wife and home of his own, and will not be satisfied to be a bachelor. Let him make up his mind to marry. The world will approve of his decision. Let Molly do the same thing. I want to see girls marry. I am always glad when I hear that one is engaged to do so. To help some to do so, I write these few chapters. There are too many old maids. There are more than there need to be. I feel particularly sorry for the girl who has passed the line of youth and who has no admirers. Her brothers are all married, and most of her girlhood friends are absorbed in a husband and a baby. She has none, when doubtless she has it within her to make a good wife and mother. She is often restless, unsatisfied, disappointed. If she is at all weak-minded, she becomes sour as she grows older. She grows envious of all happily married women, and has a secret grudge toward men, because she feels that she has been slighted by the sex generally. Many a girl who would make a good wife is soured by her failure to become one, and turns out an unpleasant member of society. All old maids are not by any means like this, however. There are many unmarried women in the world that will take up cheerfully any fate, turning their disappointment into a blessing for others. But I fear that, after all, they go through life with a heart unsatisfied. Alone, when they look into the secret chambers of that uncomplaining heart, they see there the old longings for love. There are unmarried women who do a great deal of good in the world. They accept their solitary lot as the will of the Heavenly Father. But is it His will? Does He give the heart longings which He will not satisfy? No, 1,000 times, no, that would be tantalizing us. Too often we make mistakes in life, and then declare the consequences to be His will. It is so in failing to marry. Girls make mistakes in their conduct and remain spinsters. The fault is their own. They do not know how to attract, and so are passed by. Plenty of girls do so well understand the art of attracting men that they have numberless offers of marriage. I know women who could not count up on their 10 fingers the men who have been in love with them, among them men who for their sakes have remained unmarried through life. I have had personal acquaintance with women who have been married 3 times and could, some of them, be married again. I know other women who have never had one admirer. I know girls who can attract men to them, and almost as soon as they are attracted, repel them. That sort of a girl never marries. She wants to do so, and acts through ignorance. I have sometimes felt like giving a girl a good shaking when I have seen her spoil her own chances. I have been dying to whisper a word of advice at times, but was too wise to do so, knowing it would not be well received. Girls know so fearfully much. The experiences of a mature woman count for nothing beside the wonderful knowledge some girls in their teens have, in the hope that some of these maidens will be willing to read what they would not hear. When it was too personal, I determined to write down what I know about being attractive to the other sex, what I know about girls' failures and why they fail. Not long ago, there appeared in the woman's department of one of our daily papers a letter from a young girl, in which she confessed that she loved a young man who did not return her affection. She asked what she should do to win him. The editor could not tell her, advising her to give him up, very much as if it were a pleasure excursion the poor girl was writing about. There are times when it is necessary to give up all hope of winning a man. This, however, did not appear to have been one of them. The girl should have been told just how she could attract, then win him. Perhaps the editor did not herself know. If a girl is thrown much in the society of a young man whose affections are not previously engaged, and if she knows how to do it, she is quite sure to make him love her. If, however, he cares for someone else who cares for him, no true woman will in any way try to come between the two. She will rather avoid doing so. If the girl has become interested before she knows of his engagement, it is a case of misplaced affections. There I must advise giving him up. Get interested in another man and win that one. It might be well always for a girl to find out first whether or not a man is interested in someone else. That would often save a world of trouble. A misplaced affection, when foolishly adhered to, will stand in the way of a happy marriage. It is not always the man you love. Not unfrequently it is your ideal which you make a certain man fill. Often, if you are not blinded, you will see that instead of filling it, he wobbles around in the large space you have given him. That ideal can easily be transferred to another man. Very few hearts are so true that they love but once. They may do so in stories, but in real life we change. We rarely marry our first love, and almost always forget all about him. After marriage, it is a different thing. Then it is no ideal, it is real. The man you love is real. The love is real and continues even after death do you part. So let no misplaced affection stand between you and marriage. Return a love if it is offered you and the man is desirable, or set yourself to win one. Do not go about sighing for a man who belongs to another girl. He never gives you a thought, they are hers. Have too much self-respect and too high an opinion of your charms to think about him. In a few years, impossible as it may seem now, when you meet him middle-aged and a family man, you will wonder what you ever saw in him to care about. This sounds heartless, but it is true. It goes to prove that in early life before marriage, it is the ideal and not the man a girl often loves. If I am mistaken in that, I am not mistaken in saying that a girl is happier married to a man for whom she cares less than she did for this ideal, than in remaining a spinster because some other girl bore off the heart she craved. To my mind, a woman is happier married under almost any circumstances than single. That I know is against the teachings of today, and does not savor the least of woman's rights. I believe her rights is to be married. Sometimes a girl who is attractive enough to win any man is kept from marriage by the selfish attentions of one man who either cannot or will not say anything to her about marrying him. This is not an unfrequent occurrence. A man who, on account of his circumstances, cannot marry, or who, because he prefers his freedom, will not marry, will pay attention to a girl for years. He wins her affections and keeps away others who would be glad to marry her. Meantime, she hopes that every day she will hear the words he has given her a right to expect to hear. In the end, if she allows this thing to continue, she will be an old maid. No matter how much you care for a man, give him up if, after a certain length of time, he says nothing to you about marriage. You will lose nothing in the end by doing so, and may gain him. If he really cares for you, the danger of losing you will make him more anxious to possess you. Then, if ever, he will find means to ask you to marry him. If he does not then, he never would. If giving him up hurts you, heal the wound by remembering that his intentions could not have been serious, and that he has allowed himself to lose you. Remember, too, that the hurt will come some time anyway, and most likely when you are beyond the age to attract anyone else. So giving him up while you are yet young means a marriage with some other man. Clinging weakly to him means, without doubt, that he will, when you are no longer young and attractive, cast you away for a fairer face. Never so far forget your self-respect as to ask a dilatory lover his intentions. Never allow your father or brother so to demean you. If a man has intentions, no matter how bashful he is, he will declare them. If he does not do so, he has none, and you had better give up all hope in that direction. There are always plenty more men about who will care for you, and who will let you know it too. 3 such cases have come to my knowledge. The girl acted differently in each one. The first clung to her dilatory lover till he finally left her when she was too old to attract anyone else. Now alone in the world, she supports herself by keeping a boarding house. The second one had her father ask the lover his intentions, and in that way roped him in. It was not a happy marriage. A third gave up the man who would not propose, and shortly afterwards married another man for whom she grew to care a great deal more. Some attractive girls live in small towns where they can meet no one whom they could or would marry. Consequently, they have to remain single. In such a case, a man would go out and seek a wife. A girl cannot exactly do that. She can, however, sometimes change her place of residence for that purpose. When it makes little difference, as far as business is concerned, where a family live, I believe a father owes this duty to his unmarried daughters. He can take her where she will be likely to meet an eligible man. I once knew a father with 2 young daughters who left his country home for their sakes. He took a nice house in Philadelphia and remained there till they were both married, then returned home. A widow with 3 daughters left her farm and rented a large furnished house in New York City. As a means of support, she took first-class boarders. The eldest was considerably over 30, but they were all 3 attractive. Being so placed where they met gentlemen, none of them were long in marrying. A maiden lady of 41, very jolly, bright and good-natured, interesting but not pretty, and so fleshy she was a sight, had never in the East met a man whom she could marry. She went to California to visit a sister, and in less than a year was married to a wealthy widower. Change of residence will often change the lonely spinster, young or advanced, into a happy wife.